Kev here again. How are you doing? Welcome along to the video. If this is a first time watch, thanks for clicking on and watching. If you're a return viewer of my stuff, well, thanks for clicking back on again. I've got a free movie code to give away today at the end of the video. So whoever's lucky enough to get hold of it, sometimes they work more than once, sometimes it is just the once. But I'll be giving it away nonetheless for anyone who's lucky enough to claim it. But I'm not going to be talking about the film I'm giving away because everyone has probably heard of it, and you know, that's by the by. Today I'm talking about films that came from Disney Studios or their Touchstone Buena Vista branch, and just think that they're probably due a 4K upgrade. Some of them are some of my favourite films ever, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree once I show you the titles. And some of them guilty pleasures, I've got to admit that. And a lot of them are from the movie producer Jerry Bruckheimer, and I'm sure we can all agree most of Bruckheimer's films are top notch. So without further ado, let's get into that. First up, not a Jerry Bruckheimer one, but definitely a Touchstone Buena Vista release, Tom Cruise's Cocktail. This is the guilty pleasure movie. It is just an absolutely brilliant film, great story. One of Cruise's early movies, but still absolutely brilliant. Really seriously needs a 4K upgrade, and what with Tom Cruise's other old classics getting re-released on 4K, like Top Gun, Days of Thunder, War of the Worlds, maybe the bosses at Disney/Touchstone might actually get their finger out and get a 4K release of this one done. So hopefully they do. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and it's all about his life after coming out of the army and how he wants to make it in the big city. So hopefully, if you haven't seen Cocktail, by the way, you're missing out. Absolute gem of a film. So have a look out for it. Next up, it is one of the Jerry Bruckheimer ones, and I absolutely love it. Denzel Washington, Deja Vu. Absolutely amazing film. Brilliant piece of filmmaking. Obviously, late great Tony Scott was the director, Jerry Bruckheimer producer, and between them they make one hell of a film. I suggest you check it out if you haven't seen it before, and you won't be disappointed. Some really, really good stuff in this film. It's really, really good. A thinking man's movie, but packed full of action, suspense, drama. Yeah, a definite must see. So hopefully 4K. You hear me there at Touchstone? 4K. And one of my favourite films of all time. Lots of people love it, but I think it's a bit of a Marmite movie these days. The older it gets, you either love it or you hate it. But I will always love this one. Armageddon, Bruce Willis, classic action movie, directed by Michael Bay, obviously, and produced by Jerry Bruckheimer again. As I say, anything Michael Bay touches, you're guaranteed massive explosions, and I would say the popcorn action flick. This does have a little bit more to it than that, but it's essentially just a brilliant story. What would you do if you could be the hero? Would you take the chance? Would you just let whatever's going to happen? And I just say, absolutely brilliant film, great cast, some great moments in this. Definitely worth getting. If you've never seen Armageddon, look it up. And if you haven't, where have you been? It's like 22 years old, and really, really, really needs to be seen. It's just that damn good. Another one from Touchstone Pictures, Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale, Reign of Fire. Not a Jerry Bruckheimer production, but it still packs a good punch. Still worth a watch. Still really, really good, and definitely a good one. Filmed, I think, mostly in England and Ireland. It's about dragons and them being asleep underground. I don't want to give too much away for those that haven't seen it, but it's definitely worth a watch, and it would look fantastic on 4K. And yeah, I just believe that Disney, like I say, while they're not releasing so much new stuff, you get around to remastering some of this into 4K. Back on the Jerry Bruckheimer Express for all the films it's done, we have King Arthur, another period piece, and it's a really good film. I think it's incredibly underrated. Anthony Fuqua directs this brilliantly. It's got some great cast members, some great performances, and this one truly would look amazing in the 4K format. If you haven't seen King Arthur, I suggest you see if you can, watch it on Sky Movies or any other streaming services. It's bound to be about there somewhere. And yeah, once again, it's a couple of hours that you won't regret sitting and watching, because it really is good. In fact, this one is, if I'm not mistaken, about 2.5 hours almost. And this is a director's cut, so there's just that little bit more. I think when it was originally theatrical release, it was a 12. This one has that little bit more blood and hardcore violence in it to just take it up a little bit. So give that one a watch. I'll do these three in bulk because they're all Nick Cage action films, but they're all from Jerry Bruckheimer, and well, they're all bloody brilliant. You've got Gone in 60 Seconds, The Rock, and Con Air. Now, Nick Cage himself says this is in his top 10 personal films of all time. One of the greatest films, in his opinion, he's made himself, for Nick Cage to say that, when you consider the guy's catalogue of stuff and just how good an actor he is, even though these days he's kind of like, gone the straight-to-video route, he's still a genius actor, and, well, like I say, Con Air, imagine that in 4K, that just the Dolby Atmos soundtrack they could add to it, everything, the plane, the scenery, just everything in 4K would literally just buzz off the screen and give your speakers a damn good workout. So I mean, the HD version does. Imagine what a 4K one would be like. Then obviously The Rock, probably out of the three of those, this one is my favourite. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I love The Rock, especially Sean Connery, and it really does add that extra dimension of brilliantness. And another one, obviously directed by Michael Bay. So you've got, but this one is not your normal bang 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 kind of action that Michael Bay does. This one has there's a lot of thought go into it. You really do root for the good guys in a big way. And if you haven't seen The Rock, you're really missing out. It's one of the greatest films ever made. It will constantly turns up on the all-time greatest action films lists. So get yourself a copy of The Rock. I think it is available on Sky Movies to watch if you're obviously a Sky Movies subscriber. If not, I'm sure it will be on Netflix or something or other, or ITV2. If they're not showing a Fast and Furious film, will quite often show this one. And obviously the third one of the Nick Cage, Jerry Bruckheimer trio that I had in my hand, Gone in 60 Seconds. Brilliant film. Obviously there's two versions of this film, but you can only see the other version of it on DVD. They never released it onto Blu-ray. And for anyone who has seen the film, you kind of realise what a spoilt brat Nick Cage's brother, Giovanni Ribisi, the guy, well, he's the guy who plays Nick Cage's brother in the film. You think he's a bit of a knob when you watch the normal version. When you see the director's cut, you're going to think it's even worse. But it does really change the dynamic of the film, and although a lot of the scenes are still the same, just some of the dialogue has changed it to a different tone, which kind of makes it almost two different movies altogether. So yeah, but they never released the director's cut on Blu-ray. But maybe they could remedy that by doing a director's cut and getting this and the director's cut on the same disc on a 4K. And can you imagine that Mustang chase, the Shelby Mustang, in 4K? It would, just hurry up and release it. That's all I'm saying, Disney. Get this one out as quick as you can. Got to see that Shelby Mustang. Another Jerry Bruckheimer movie. Once again, Michael Bay. Now, a lot of people slate Pearl Harbor. I personally think it's brilliant. Yes, obviously, factually, it's probably not quite right. The fact they have got right is that the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. But like with the movie Titanic, I mean, yes, inevitably the film is about Titanic, but it centers more on the love story. This Pearl Harbor is about obviously the attack on Pearl Harbor, but once again, it's about the love story between the three main characters. His love for him like a brother, and vice versa, and how they both end up loving her. And let's be honest, who wouldn't? Kate Beckinsale in this, obviously, as I was trying to say for a second, I just lost my train of thought. Yes, it's all about a love triangle between the three of them, as it turns out. And when you watch it, you'll see that's part of the storyline. But it's like I say, once again, it is about the brotherhood between them two, and their efforts during the war to put things right. Anyway, I've gone on too much about that. Lost my chain of thought. I'm terribly sorry. Get this one released. I mean, it looks amazing in normal HD. I can only say it would look absolutely stunning in 4K. So hurry up and get that one out. Two more. Now they're not so popular choices from the Jerry Bruckheimer movie collection, but they're still good films. The Lone Ranger has a lot of good moments. I mean, slated to the max when it was released, but once again, it would look and sound amazing on a 4K disc, and I'm sure it's probably on Disney Plus streaming. I haven't actually checked, but yeah, it's like I say, it's not the best film ever made. The story is a little bit just plotted together, but if you want to see Johnny Depp play American Indian, yeah, then don't hesitate to watch it. I mean, they have enough of, the actors of that could have played him, but Johnny Depp done it. It's not too bad. Once again, not the best film in this pile that I've been going through, but still worth a watch. So that's The Lone Ranger. Have a watch of it, see what you think. If it comes out on 4K, I know I'd buy it, because obviously the set pieces and the stunt work and the special effects probably look amazing on that 4K screen. So let's hurry and get that one out too. And lastly, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Now, obviously the film is all about the spectacle and the awe of it, based on a computer game. This one's not too bad. It's actually quite a good film. It's probably better than the last one we just looked at, The Lone Ranger, to be honest. Jake Gyllenhaal gives a great performance, and once again, it's another one that's worth a watch. Obviously, it's not brilliant, but it is definitely worth it. Ben Kingsley obviously steals the show as per usual, and yeah, get that one on 4K too. And yeah, that just about wraps that up. We need them out on 4K. It's as simple as that. So if you can share this video around, give it a like, subscribe, share it about, maybe one of the people at Disney or Fox, as it will be now, will have a look through the back catalogue and think, yeah, he's right, let's get that remastered and out there. Yeah, that's all it takes. All it needs is one person in the right place to see it, and before you know it, you're going to get your own way. Now, today's film code giveaway, I'm not going to go on too much about the movie, because well, everyone's probably seen it already. Some people probably don't own it, and if you haven't seen it, you might be lucky enough to get the free download code. It's Logan. It's brilliant. It's the best of the X-Men movies. Well, I say that. Days of Future Past was probably the best X-Men movie, in my opinion. This is second best. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. If you can't get it through this code, don't worry. I'm sure it'll be on TV somewhere to watch. It's probably on Sky, and what with Disney Plus owning the back catalogue, although it's a 15, I don't know if it's available via their streaming service because of the age certificate. But nonetheless, this one is still in date, so you've still got plenty of time to use it. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, must redeem by the 31st of 12th 2020. So you've still got a good, what, good 6-7 months. And well, without further ado, here it is. I shall hold this up so you've got a chance to pause it, whatever you're doing while you're watching the video, or just quickly write it down freehand if you're that good at it. But there you go. That's the rules on how to get the download. There's the code. Hopefully everyone can see that. I will be doing more videos with download codes and stuff. Hopefully I've got some US titles, and obviously they say only for use in the US, but it apparently is as simple as having a US email address in the UK, and you can download it to that. But I'm not sure of all the ins and outs of that. But I will be doing John Rambo, as in Rambo 4, in the next few days, and doing the code for that. So if anyone wants it, just give this video a like, so I know that people might be interested. The other one is the Thomas Jane version of the Punisher. I've got a digital code for that to give away. So if anyone's interested, like I say, just click on it, leave a comment, you know, whether it be Punisher or Rambo. And then I've obviously got a British version of the Rambo 5. Now, a lot of people slated that film, but it's bloody brilliant. Don't listen to what anyone else says. You have to watch it. I mean, yes, it's not set in the usual parameters of a Rambo film. You know, he's not a monk or anything. And, you know, he's just a settled down sort of like family man now in the new Rambo movie. But when he needs to kick backside, he certainly does. And I'll be doing a code for Rambo 5, but that is the British release. So if there's anyone from America wants it, I take it works in reverse. If you've got a UK email address, you should be able to download it to that. But all in all, thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe, you know, on whatever format you're watching it on, IGTV, YouTube, Kev's Movie World on Facebook. And I appreciate the likes, appreciate the follows, and appreciate the shares. The more we can get it shared, and hopefully some of those titles that I've just mentioned in this list, they'll actually move on to getting a 4K release of. I mean, just the Nick Cage triple would be a great start, and my guilty pleasure of the cocktail would be wonderful on 4K. So thank you very much for watching, and until I do another video, I'll see you around, guys. Take care. Bye bye.